Welcome back, guys. This is episode 4 of Tennis Ace, and we are on to day 2, finally. So, you guys may have noticed my last post not being a Tennis Ace video, and I'm not canning either series or just doing one off. Like, I'm gonna try and maybe do like 2, maybe 3 series at once. I mean, you know, just kind of take turns revolving through them. I'm not sure how this will affect my posting schedule with it. I don't really have one to begin with. This is like video 5 already, so yeah, this is probably going to be a shorter episode. I did record some of it prior to like the voice recording, and I'm going to split day 2 into 2 parts. The first part's going to be like 38 minutes, and the second part's going to be just about the same amount of time, so no more hour-and-a-half episodes of Tennis Ace, thank goodness. And with that pretty much out of the way, and without further ado, let's get into the actual reading. The classroom is excessively noisy first thing in the morning. It's already been a few minutes since the bell rang and our teacher hasn't shown up yet. I wonder if something's come up. Good morning, students. I'm sorry for the delay. Now, if everyone could please return to their seats. Speak of the devil. And before I forget, there's someone you all need to meet. The stag looks out the still open door at someone that I can't see. Come, introduce yourself. Oh, that's right. Jun-kun was transferring to my class today, wasn't he? The tiger walks into the room, slowly making his way to the front of the class. His eyes are focusing everywhere but on the other people in the room. Looks like he's totally panicking. I'm Jun Kobayashi. It's a pleasure to meet you all. He makes a robotic bow and starts walking towards a free chair. Wait, Kobayashi, you have to write your name on the board so others can know how to spell the kanji. Yes. Just 1 second. Several people laugh at his nervousness. I myself think it's a bit endearing. He walks back to the board, writing down his name in big, shaky letters. It's a pleasure to meet you all. He bows once again. He looks to be on the edge of a panic attack. Very well, Kobayashi. You need an empty seat. Let's see. There's one next to Mishimaya. Why don't you sit there? Yes, Nico-san, hi! He waves enthusiastically at me. Everyone's eyes are focused on me. Couldn't he be a little more careful? Good morning, Nico-san. And just like that, people are already whispering about it. Ayokay leans forwards, tapping me on the back to get my attention. You know him, Nico-kun? I met him yesterday after I met with Katsuragi-sensei. I gave him a tour of the school. Oh my, that's pretty nice of you. I would have done it if I knew he was still around. Ayokay, what's he saying? And just like that, a telephone line has already been formed to discuss how I came to meet Jun-kun. Wait a second. Why am I the one getting all the attention here? He's the transfer student. You're really popular, aren't you? Not really. They're just incredibly curious people. I wish I had that many friends. I wouldn't really call them friends. More like friendly acquaintances. Isn't that the same thing? I shrug. I expected to be bored by the classes, but dear God, did they have to be that boring. Most of the students are already getting packed and heading home. Club activities haven't started yet, so most of the students have nothing to do after class. Only competitive clubs like mine and Shuichi's have been given permission to start early. I think I'm going to laze around on top of my desk for a while longer. Some other students seem to be doing the same thing and are sticking around in class to talk to their friends. Must be nice. My friends are all super enthusiastic about their respective clubs, so I'm sure they must all be headed there already. I hear the sound of someone clearing their throat, and when I look up from my desk, I see a tiger standing there, looking down at me. Excuse me, Nico-san. Would you mind showing me to the staff room? I don't know how to get there. Why me? Shouldn't you ask one of our teachers? Well, the thing is, he already left. I look at the teacher's desk and confirm that his words are actually true. Isn't the teacher supposed to stick around for a few minutes in case their students have any questions? What's up with this school and all their lazy teachers? You're the only person in here that I know, so I kind of figured it'd be better if I asked you first. Well, I would, but I have the tennis club to get to. Remember how I told you I was on the tennis club? Ah yes, the perfect excuse. Then how come you've been sitting around for the past 5 minutes without going anywhere? He's got me there. Well, either way, I really should get going to the tennis club. Oh, I know. How about you take me to your practice session so I can watch? You promised me you would yesterday. Don't you have to go to the staff room? I only need to get my class itinerary. I could do that whenever. Boy, you really need to get your priorities straight. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind. She likes to show off the club to any interested spectators. And Coach is a weirdo, so I doubt he'd mind. If he's even present at all. Have I agreed to this already? I guess I can. Though I can't promise I'll be allowed to bring you in. We could still try. It's not like our class practices are secret after all. Kobayashi looks incredibly pleased at the news. I swear he's radiating satisfaction. What a weird kid. Once we arrive, I have Jun-kun wait outside the building while I get dressed. I need to get Saya's permission before I can allow him to come inside. A visitor? That's kind of rare for you to be asking me this. Is that a no? Of course not. I'm fine with it if you want to bring someone to watch. Having someone to watch you with interest is always a great way to get yourself pumped up. That's exactly the kind of answer I'd expect coming from her. I'm sure he's not going to be lacking on the interest front, at least. She nods, smiling. So, tell me, what's your real reason for bringing him along? You wouldn't just invite your other classmates. You saw through me. Huh. To be honest, I felt a bit bad for him since he doesn't know anyone else in the school. So I just thought, why not? And brought him along. That's pretty kind of you, Nico. But we don't have any practice matches scheduled for today. Don't you think he'll be bored of watching us practice our shots? That shouldn't be a problem, Sayatan. Suddenly, a huge mountain of scales towers behind Saya. Coach! Don't just sneak behind me! Sorry. I couldn't keep myself from overhearing what you guys were talking about. I'm going to call bullshit on that. There's been a change of plans. We're going to have a few matches today. Wait. What about our training menu for the day? Don't worry so much about that. Saya glares at him. A look on more than one occasion left me visualizing the very image of death itself. And it has no effect on the crocodile. You left me alone for a whole month without even helping me make a balanced training regime, and now you're going to mess it up? If you keep fretting over everything when you're this young, you're going to get wrinkly before you're 30. I'm half expecting her to jump on his throat any second now. Meanwhile, he merely laughs it off as if it were a big joke. You're almost hitting 40. Could you please start acting your own age? Who do you propose we play against? I'm okay with anyone other than Kai-kun. Kasugi would cry if you heard you saying that. Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately. Well, not to worry. I've already made arrangements to get us some new players to practice with. Did you invite players from another club? Coach scratches his chin with a cheeky smile on his face. Well, let's go with that. Wait here while I go call them over. Could it be? You know what's going on here, Saya-chan? I remember him telling me that he was coming over to visit today, but I didn't think that meant... Who's he? Can't you just drop the pronoun game and tell me who you're talking about? Why don't you take a guess? The sound of a familiar voice immediately catches my attention. Before I can even react, I feel a tap on my back and two figures come into view. Kaito-kun! Saya rushes over to the tiger, locking him in a tight hug. Murasaki-senpai? The tiger's grin widens. Yo, Nico-kun, I see you've grown taller. This goofy-looking tiger was our club's captain back when I was a freshman. We were all surprised when he decided to go to a college in America at the same time as he debuted as a pro. From what I researched, the college he went to has a big sports program that scouts players from all over the world. They definitely are one of the best environments a tennis player could hope for. During his time as an active player in the junior ranks, Murasaki-senpai was ranked 3 in the country. The link's right next to him, though. I don't know him. Oh, and by the way, this guy here is a friend of mine from college. He's from a bit before my time, but he's an excellent player. The Link smiles and offers me his hand. Kenma Sasaki, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you too. This guy is really intimidating. Oi, Murasaki! The crocodile walks back to the courts grinding his teeth. Jeez, don't wander around without permission. I went to the van to pick you guys up and there wasn't anyone there. Murasaki-senpai scratched the back of his head, laughing nervously. Sorry. The girls said that it was too hot outside and left, so Kenma and I decided to leave too. I told you we should have stayed put, idiot. Hey, Kenma, back me up a little here. Coach sighs. Jeez, you always were a troublemaker. Thank you, Amanuma-san. That wasn't a compliment! Oh yeah, I remember this little dynamic fairly well. Murasaki-senpai's carefree attitude would always cause Coach a ton of problems. But come on, it's just so nostalgic being back here. How could you expect me not to have a look around? Alright, fine, I'll let this one slide. But you ruined my dramatic entrance. And by the way, where did the girls go? Oh, that's right. The tiger immediately lifts a finger up in the air as if he had just had a grand epiphany. I have no idea. Coach conks him on the head. Then what was that dramatic pause for? Say so from the beginning, idiot. Why are you two ganging up on me? And Kenma, you knew from the very beginning too. They're more of a wacky trio than Shuichi, Keikun, and I. Although I guess this is the kind of thing I'd expect from Murasaki-senpai. Coach sighs again, taking in a deep breath of air to recompose himself. Where was I? Oh, right. I've decided to reach out to some of our more successful alumni. Our school has always had a pretty strong tennis program. After all, so many of our former students became pros. Since they were all pretty new to the professional scene, I figured they could spare some of their time. Aren't I brilliant? Ha ha ha. Actually, we were coming to Saitama anyway for the Tazansha Challenger Tournament. We merely rescheduled our stay to come 5 days in advance due to the promise of free lodging and food. In other words, they took pity on us? What do you think, huh? Pretty neat, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, I do have to admit that I didn't expect this. And all this time, I thought you were just lazing around at home. Coach's shoulders sag. You could try having some faith in me, you know. When can we start the matches? Don't just ignore... Ah, forget it. He clears his throat one more time, crossing his arms to appear more serious than he really is. The matches can start once everyone is ready. I've also arranged for 2 female players to come over to practice with you and Kushina, Sayatan. You guys will be playing consecutive 1-set matches. You better be prepared, because we'll be practicing all the way through the school's closing times. You'll probably be playing 20 sets a day. 20 sets? That's impossible. With the average duration of a set, there's no way we could cram that much in just a few hours. Coach smiles, His toothy grin sends shivers down my spine. Oh, don't worry. Your sets won't last long at all. What's that supposed to mean? Murasaki-senpai gives me a slap on the back, nearly knocking me down face first into the ground. Come on, Nico-kun. It will be fun. Can't breathe. Oh god, I'm going to cough my lungs out. It takes us a few minutes to track the female players down, but eventually all the preparations are made. I took the opportunity to go outside and give Kobayashi the all clear to come in. Although some curious onlookers tried to stop their own practice to watch, Coach made sure to get them all back on track. Even then, people keep shooting glances at us every now and then. Nico-kun, why don't you serve first? Show me how much you've matured the past 2 years. Yes, Captain. In the end, Murasaki-senpai insisted on having me be his first opponent. On another court, Kaikun is about ready to start his match against the Lynx, Sasaki-san. I take a couple deep breaths, mentally preparing myself for this. I have to admit, I'm excited at the idea of playing against Murasaki-senpai again after so many years. I can't wait to see how much he's changed since going pro. Once the ball is in play, focus only on it and my opponent. I toss the ball high into the air and bring down my racket to meet it, putting as much power into it as I can. The feeling of the ball leaving the racket was great. This might just be one of my best serves in a while. While I fully expected to get an ace off of it, Murasaki-senpai quickly reaches the ball before it can even leave the court. He doesn't waste time being timid and immediately goes on the offensive, sending a powerful return to attack my serve. The ball bounces right on the back line, forcing me to move back a few steps. The resulting motion leaves my posture out of whack, making my shot slow. Before I notice it, Murasaki-senpai dashes towards the net. No, that's not quite right. He was already on the net even before I hit the ball back. How did he get there so fast? He volleys the ball with force. I'm not even halfway through the court when the ball hits the ground and rolls away. 15 love. Whew, that was a pretty wild serve. Did you really have to say the wild part in English? Even though I hit the ball with everything I had, he easily returned it to the worst possible spot. Not only that, he reached the net before I even noticed he had moved. His movement is completely different from 3 years ago. And the quality of his shots has improved a considerable amount. This might just have been luck, but... Yo, Nico, you there? Yes, sorry. Crap. I was spacing out and didn't hear him call me. Play resumes on my court. This time, I go for a slice that quickly escapes to the sides of the court. As if anticipating it, Murasaki-senpai does a quick sideways jump and meets the ball right in the center of his racket. His return paints the line on the opposite side of the court. How am I supposed to use my serve advantage when he's already countering my serve? I I make a mad dash for the ball, barely managing to tap it. When did his shots become so heavy? I'm having a hard time just getting the ball to go over the net. If it keeps going like this, I'm bound to end up making a mistake. Wait, he's already at the net again? When did he? Senpai taps the ball back lightly. A drop volley. In the end, I never had a chance to reach the ball before it bounced twice. 30 love. I can't accept it. I can't do anything against him on my serve game. That's ridiculous. I try putting as much topspin as I can on my next serve. As soon as the ball rises, it should spin out of control, making it shoot higher than normal. If he can't adapt his swing, he'll miss the perfect point of impact. And even if he sees it coming, he'll have to move further back, giving me an opportunity to attack. At least that's what should happen. As if he realizes what I'm doing, Senpai immediately dashes to the point where the ball bounces on the court, hitting it right as it rises from the ground, before it has the chance to properly bounce. A rising shot is such a difficult shot to make. Even K-kun, the most skillful player on the club, can't hit those properly. Yet this guy, Senpai, hits it easily, sending the ball back to me. Still, this wasn't a perfect return by any means. The ball lacks power when compared to his regular ground strokes. The ball hits the ground a little short of the baseline. I can't reach it. I try hitting a straight shot with as much power as I can. What I lack in control, I can make up with pure firepower. Even if I can't put it in a difficult position, as long as I can stop him from coming to the net, I have a chance. Senpai has always been weak in his baseline game, even more so than the regular serve and volley player. As long as I can keep him anchored to the baseline, I should have a chance. Senpai reaches my ball easily and has ample time to prepare. He hits it with a full swing, sending it to the other side of the court. The ball is going unbelievably fast. I can barely keep up with it. Somehow, I managed to reach it. The very tip of my racket makes contact, and the racket is blown out of my grip. What? So much power! Senpai has always had a decent bit of upper body strength, but nothing like this. This is seriously bad. I can't even think of ways to deal with it. Volley, power, speed, control, technique. He far outclasses me in every single one of those. And I haven't even seen him in his serve game. I can't accept being beaten like this. Hey Mishimaya-kun, are you ready yet? It's time to resume play. Crap, I'm spacing out again. Keep it together. Feeling defeated right at the beginning of the game doesn't help. Just take deep breaths. That's it. Calm down. He's gotten me so worked up this quickly. I prepare another serve. Slice, topspin, flat. He's received every single one of my best serves without any trouble. Since there isn't anything that stands out as the best option, I'll just go with my personal best. Flat. I hit the ball with everything I have. This is without a doubt the fastest serve I can pull off. The ball must be going at least 190 kilometers per hour. There's no way he can reach it easily. Senpai manages to send the ball back. But I can tell from his stance that the shot can't possibly have as much power as the last one. He didn't have time to make a good swing. Against this weakened shot that is going towards my forehand, I immediately prepare to counter it. I concentrate every ounce of my strength on sending the ball right on the top of the line, on the side of the court opposite to where Senpai is right now. By all means, this should be the best option. He shouldn't reach. And yet, the little voice in the back of my head tells me to prepare. Not only is he going to reach it, but he's going to send a strong ball right back at me. Left or right? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Bring it! I catch myself screaming from the top of my lungs. Before I even realized it, I got this worked up. I don't care if I look lame, I just don't want to lose. No matter what happens, I absolutely don't want to lose. Somehow, he managed to reach my best shot with absolute ease. If it's going to be like this, then I have to make sure he can't go towards the net. If he reaches the net, it's game over. That's what my instincts are telling me right now. I have to exert myself to reach the ball. I jump towards it, nearly losing my footing as I do so, but I manage to hit the ball back with some semblance of power. As long as I make it strong enough, he shouldn't have an opportunity to dash towards the net. Senpai reaches it. I immediately start running towards the center of the court so as to reach the ball regardless of his shooting it left or right. Huh? He tapped it! Crap, a drop shot! A perfect shot to take advantage of my momentary loss of focus. His stance didn't give away what he was going to do until the ball left the racket. For a fraction of a second, I'm rooted to this spot. Damn it, legs, move! I direct all my energy to my legs and I make a mad run for it. I jump towards the ball, hitting the ground with my chest. Shit, this hurts like hell. Still, I managed to miraculously tap the ball right before it hits the ground. The ball goes up just enough to go over the net. I relax for only just a second. Then, a towering orange figure eclipses my vision. He knew all along I'd reach it, and so he made his way to the net. I'm left defenseless as he hits the ball right over my head to take the point. There you go. Game won by me. 1-0. He flashes me a goofy smile. I feel anger surging inside. Most of it is directed at me. It takes every ounce of self-restraint I have not to lash out. Somehow, I'm dimly aware that I'm baring my fangs. Senpai notices the look on my face. Of course he does. How wouldn't he? He shifts around his spot and glares back at me with such intensity that I feel like I'm being shot dead. He has a very smug smile on his face, as if he's enjoying seeing me like this. It's enough to make me freeze on the spot. Oh, I like the look on your face, Nico-kun. Okay then, I'll play seriously now. Let's see if you can entertain me for a little bit. I'm completely dominated during his serve games. I can't even properly return the balls at first as he scores many aces off of it. Near the end of the match, I realized that I didn't even get a single point during the whole thing. Yay. 6-0. I win. Better luck next time, Mishima-kun. Senpai walks away, laughing. I clench my fists in frustration. My claws threaten to puncture the palms of my hands. It didn't take him 10 minutes to completely dispose of me as if I were garbage. This is so frustrating. Mishima-san. Keisuke taps me on the shoulder. Looks like you didn't fare any better than I did. Yeah, did you even manage to score a single point? No, not once. It's so frustrating. Keikun nods. I wonder what their rank is in the World League. If I find out that they're in the 700s or something like that, I'll lose it. I know what you mean. But don't worry, last I checked, Murasaki-senpai was 421st. Well, that makes me feel a little better at least. Let's try to win at least one set by the end of the game. Right. Keikun lifts his hand up high, and we share a high five. This may seem a bit abrupt, but I'm gonna end the episode here. Until then, take care, guys.